Well, for the first time, the public is getting a chance to weigh in on a new statewide plan aimed at eliminating traffic deaths. The state's Target Zero Commission held its first hearing today on ways to improve road safety in order to reach a goal of ending serious injuries and road fatalities by 2040. It comes on the heels of a devastating year for pedestrian fatalities in New Jersey. According to state police statistics, as of today, 126 pedestrians have been killed. Sangeeta was among the advocates at the hearing. She lost her 11-year-old son Nikhil in a 2011 crash caused by a distracted driver and now works to ensure no other family endures the same loss. Sangeeta, thank you for being with us. You and I have spoken over the years, but it's nice to talk with you in person. This meeting marks a major step for the commission. Let me just ask you what that means for you personally.
Oh, when we started working on this bill, we didn't know whether we will end up having this passed into a law. And it took us almost over 2.5 years to get to pass the law. And then since then, we've been working very closely with the commission on the next steps and what the action items will be for the commission to implement, to eliminate traffic deaths by 2040. So it's very heartening to me to see this come through, and the engagement that we are seeing from the commission members, the way they're engaging the advocates, in the conversation, it has been just wonderful. And of course, we have to wait and see how it goes, right? So
the commission, as you mentioned, it's 13 agencies involved, a representative from each. What specific policy reforms or changes do you think need to be prioritized in order to get, it's an ambitious goal, but in order to reach it?
Yes, we know it's an ambitious goal, but we know it's achievable. We have seen cities and other states achieve it, like Hoboken has had 0 traffic deaths in the last 8 years. So we know it can be done. And 50% of, all the roadway fatalities in New Jersey are on state-controlled roadways. So we knew that we needed the state to be involved in this conversation. And so it's really nice that we have these agencies, but some of the items action items that we're really focused on as advocates is the road design and infrastructure improvements. So, the focus has always been on educating the public, and I think that's really important. I think law enforcement is important, and that's why we have the New York Police, the State Police Department involved, and as a commission member here. But really, roadway designing, infrastructure improvements.
What would that look like, right? I mean, as you said, education has been a key component, changing driver behavior. But if the roads aren't set up to also help the cause, you're kind of stuck there. So what would that look like? What type of specific suggestions are you making?
So, for example, you're driving on a road and people, the speed limit is set at, say, 40 miles per hour, right? People are speeding at 50 miles per hour. Well, the reason is because we have the roads that are designed for people to speed. So you could have traffic calming measures over there to slow down the people, from speeding. So that's why when I talk about infrastructure improvements and road designs, we have all these tools that can calm people from speeding. So, speeding is one of the contributing factors to high number of traffic crashes, right? But then we're also looking at some legislations. For example, automated enforcement, especially in, to reduce speed in school zone areas. We have our neighboring towns and states that are doing it, like New York, Pennsylvania. Why can't New Jersey? There's another legislation that we are looking at right now is the school bus safety camera. And it's already been introduced in the assembly. And
these are for people who, instead of stopping when the school buses are parked and letting students off, they zip around, which I've seen probably just this week.
Exactly. So we're talking about illegally passing a school bus,
sure,
right? And we see so many instances of that. and we need to protect our kids. So these are some of the legislative and some of the other reforms that we are looking at,
One big concern I know
yeah.
that you and other advocates have is accountability and ensuring that the transition between state leadership, we have a new governor who will be taking office, that they follow through, that they actually continue with this plan. How are you and others looking to make sure they do that?
So that is a big question and a concern for us. Embedded in this law is the adoption of this action plan, and that's why it's on an accelerated path, and it's going to be adopted by the end of this year, and hopefully, it's signed in. We just need to make sure that the next administration is also committed to saving lives and prioritizes safety. And as advocates, we will continue to fight for that, and hopefully they pay attention.
Because I know it's deeply personal for you. You started a foundation in your son's name. Parents don't necessarily think that they'll be in that position, and here you've dedicated your life now to it.
That's right. And our hope is that with this action plan, we're able to prevent further tragedies, and parents don't have to worry about their children not coming home, and that's what we can do. But it's very important for the public to also understand that, traffic deaths are not inevitable, right? And we have to have this systemic change to ensure that we can prevent further tragedies. And it's so important for others to understand that. So, for example, we hear about distracted driving, people speeding, impaired driving. These are all contributing factors. But unless we take that action and we say that we're not going to do that, our children's life is at risk. We need to make that change by ourselves. But again, that's not it's not enough on itself. We need the transportation system also. So we need everything to come hand in hand,
Sangeeta Badlani, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.